have earned a home playoff game. How big is the challenge now to make it worth something, to to save that wear and tear and not having to travel and try to get a win on Sunday?
I mean, it's just important that you play your best. This late in the season, it's a new season, and that we're ready to go. I just think that our whole goal was to win the division. Our first goal, was to win the division, host a home playoff game. Now it's about winning that next game, that next playoff game, and against an opponent that we have a lot of respect for, that's playing very well, and is no stranger to playoff football.
Jim?
And Mike, this will be the third time you faced the Ravens in a calendar year. Does that make it tougher, make it easier? Where does that kind of factor in?
I mean, it's always hard to play, to prepare for a good football team, for a sound physical football team that, they've got a history of winning. And they're playing well. We'll just have to, to dial in the stuff and that we needed to improve on those last couple games, and try to take care of these keys as we see are going to be the ones that are going to help us beat the Ravens.
Teron?
Yeah, Coach, when you're facing a team like the Ravens where, you want to match Lamar Jackson's speed, but they run the football so well, what are some of the things, like the areas of concern that causes in trying to match up personnel, but still trying to defend what they do so well?
I'm not sure we have many people that can match up with Lamar Jackson's speed. So if you have, let me know, and we'll throw them in there. But, we're going to have to play sound and team defense. It's option football. When it's not, then we'll have to be sound on the pass game. And he's clearly a threat. He's clearly a unbelievably dynamic player who's poses a lot of problems. And we'll have to begin our preparation with the players tomorrow afternoon.
As you look at their rushing attack, especially yesterday against Cincinnati, what are some of the things that stand out about how successful they've been able to be?
I think everybody believes in it. I think that they believe in their scheme. They do a nice job up front of covering guys up and staying on blocks. Receivers are willing to block. The threat of the quarterback to run the football is always an issue. And their backs are talented. They have backs that are play with great vision. They run behind their pads. They run hard. It'll be a big challenge.
Corey?
Hey, Coach, how much more of a factor is Dobbins for them now than when you played him the first time?
Well, I just think he's playing with confidence, and I think that he's, sometimes the more carries you get, the more confidence you get, and you get a better feel for how things are going to be blocked, how runs, may break, where the cut may be. So I think he just, seems like a greater confidence level.
John Glennon?
Hey, Mike, there were actually some defensive numbers that, were improved yesterday, red zone sacks and third downs. You see something there you can build on, or does that kind of get overshadowed, by the bottom line of 38 points and the number of scoring drives?
10 plays for 263 yards. Hopefully we can stop giving up big plays and try to make teams earn it and make some plays along the way.
Another one, Christian got back out there for the first time in a while yesterday. Any thoughts on his performance?
It's good to have him back out there.
Joe Ruxrow?
Yeah, Mike, anything from the last few times you played these guys defensively that are similar in terms of planned performance? Anything that you can replicate from those two to this? In other words, are are there common threads anytime you play this offense and this personnel?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is. I mean, obviously, not every play is a read or an option type play, but when it is, you're going to have to be sound, and there's going to have to be responsibilities that everybody is going to have to take care of, because if not, that's when they take advantage of your missed assignment, and the quarterback pulls it, or the running back has it, and you can't jump out of gaps. Everybody's responsible for something, but then you have to be good on the plays that aren't designed to be red or option type plays, and they're moving the ball down the field, or they're just a regular gap scheme runs. And so I think that's just the challenge, that not every play is a read. We'll go back through and try to identify those plays that we need to improve on from the last time, and try to be better this time.
Terry?
Mike, what is it about their tight ends, Andrews and the others, that they've been able to be so effective with them, especially throwing the football down the seams?
They're good players. I think Lamar has a lot of trust and confidence in them. I think he likes to see it in front of him, the vision. They work the middle of the field, and they're tough. They're tough matchups. Those tight ends that have good length, big catch radius, I think is a comfort for the quarterback.
Jared?
Yeah, Mike, when you were a player, you guys had rivalries in the playoffs against teams like Indianapolis that weren't in your division, but you'd see them consistently enough, especially in the playoffs. Do you feel like the Ravens are kind of starting to become that team for your group? And what is a non-division rivalry where both teams are good and in the playoffs like?
I mean, I think that we do have a lot of familiarity with them, and the rivalry is that we've played them. We went down there in the playoffs, came back and played them again. So like Jim mentioned, it's 3 times in a calendar year in a non-divisional game, and all these teams that finished 11-5 or better, that's a great accomplishment to be able to do that, and have the opportunity to play against the Ravens in the playoffs. Is something that is special. I think that we have a lot of respect for them. We understand it's going to be a difficult task. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's like. I don't know, other than you have to play well, and you have to, do things that aren't going to get you beat. You're going to have to take care of the football. You're going to have to be sound, because they're going to be able to take advantage of all the mistakes that you make, whether that be in any phase.
And Mike, on the 10 plays for 200 plus yards yesterday, last week you brought up 9 plays for Green Bay. What is kind of the common thread between those big plays? Is it positioning? Is it communication? What is kind of the common thread with those big plays?
Well, there's all, those are always the things that come up, and it's, was it a mental error? Was it a missed assignment? Was it, did you just get beat? Did you miss a tackle? Was it the right offensive call for your defensive call? Those are the things that we put it into those types of buckets, Jared. And I think that it's just an understanding of everybody taking care of their responsibility, doing your job first. Man coverage, making sure that we keep our eyes on our man. So just all those types of things.
Steve Lehman?
Hey, Mike, 2020 was a difficult year for, I think, everybody, but specifically in Nashville and Tennessee, we had the tornadoes to go along with the pandemic, and then obviously the Christmas Day bombing most recently. You and the organization have been very involved in helping to pick up and donating money and doing those sort of things. how much satisfaction did you get yesterday by bringing good news and a result to this city and a lot of people who, were cheering for you in that regard? And do you talk to the team at all about the opportunity you have this month to, provide some, I guess, encouragement or uplifting moments to people who maybe need it more than others right now?
I think we're all very conscious of the role that we have in our community. And I think that whether you play you're a professional athlete or you're a coach or whoever you may be, that you have a certain role that you try to bring to the community and try to help out where you can. We've been blessed. We're fortunate to get to do what we get to do. I understand that. I'm appreciative of that. I don't know if that's, I ask our guys to be great off the field and to help where they can. But I don't know if it's necessarily something that we'll talk about. Like, we have to play well against the Ravens, because we've got, there's a community. I mean, we want to play hard and we want to win, and we'll prepare. And I'm glad that we get the support and that people, and appreciate those people that came out last night, that were there when we got back from Houston. And I hope that we can let as many people in for the game as possible, and the ones that can't, that can experience it, however they can support us.
Gentry?
Yeah, Mike, how has Jadeveon progressed here in the last couple of months? Is that even something that would be realistic here if you keep playing a few weeks?
Gentry from the top rope. No, Gentry, I couldn't help you out with that one there. I'm sorry. You got a follow up, Gentry?
Well, I was just curious if he had stayed involved enough to where he could potentially get on the field.
I would say no, Gentry.
Adam?
Yeah, Mike, Arthur Smith's obviously still getting attention as a possible head coaching candidate. You're the guy that found him. Do you take some gratification in the fact that you identified him when nobody else did?
Adam, Arthur's been in this organization for a lot of years. I'd say close to a decade, and he's given everything that he was asked to, and then some, in whatever role that he was in. When I got here, he was highly recommended by people within this organization. He was highly recommended by Mike Malarkey as a coach that you could trust, that was loyal, that was diligent, that was hardworking, and so I'm not. I don't think that it's. I didn't find Arthur. I didn't find Arthur Smith. I was able to interview him and retain him as a coach here, and he's earned everything that he's gotten.
Having gone through this before, do you offer any advice to him about how to compartmentalize coaching a playoff team while he's rumored to be a head coaching candidate?
Yeah, I have full confidence that Arthur will do everything that's needed to prepare our offense and our coaches for this game.
Thanks.
Paul?
Mike, do you think Derek was looking at a touchdown run when Cunningham made such an effective swipe at the ball to pull it loose?
I think Derek looks for a touchdown every time we hand it to him, but I don't think that was the reason. I think I don't. Zach's is an amazing player. Zach Cunningham is an excellent player, phenomenal player. He spun and his arm got in the way, and we'll have to take care of the football. But I hope Derek looks for a touchdown every time we hand it to him.
I didn't mean. I meant, did he see a touchdown run on right then?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him again. I hope he sees a touchdown every time we hand it to him. Whether he does or he doesn't, he's proven that he has that type of ability. Very proud of him and what he was able to accomplish. He was frustrated and then disappointed that he fumbled, and I don't want that to overshadow his personal accomplishment, because he won't talk about it. He won't want to address it. He'll want to talk about the ball security, but again, honored and privileged to be able to coach a player like Derek, who has been durable, reliable, dependable throughout my time here.
Gotcha. Thank you.
David Boclair.
Mike, you guys are 4-1 in games decided by 3 points or less this year. To what do you attribute that sort of ability to pull out games like that? And how important is that at this time of year when you're not likely to blow out many teams?
I mean, I think we try not to panic. We try not to panic. I think we try to work on executing situations in practice that could potentially come up, and it's credit to the players for having a faith to be able to finish close games, which they seem to be in the National Football
League. Chris Harris.
Hey, Mike, when you watched the film from the first meeting against Baltimore this year, what did you see about why you guys were able to be so effective in stopping their run game?
Everybody was doing their job. I thought we tackled well, but we'll have to be better this week, Chris. I mean, they're better and they're playing better, and we'll have to have a great plan and great execution.
What's different about their run game now, other than JK kind of getting a rhythm?
I think they've gotten some guys back healthy up front. I'll have to spend some more time here this afternoon, but they just attack you a lot of different ways. They get you thinking. One time you got somebody's reading you, not blocking you, and then the next time they're blocking you, and they make everybody think, and they make everybody execute, and they force you to play 11 on 11.
Emily.
Coach, I know you talked about this to end last year's playoff run, about how important it was next year to try to get that home field advantage. Since fans aren't necessarily the factor that they are in typical years, I'm curious, what is home field advantage? What does that look like this year, and how can that help you?
I just think that there's a comfort level to what we do. And I know that the records are going to be about 50-50 with the home games and the road games. I think it's an idea that you earned it, that you earn the right to play games at home, that you don't have to travel, you don't have to come in and get going on a Saturday at 1 o'clock to get out at the airport, that you can, be here, prepare, and continue to work up until you check into the hotel on Saturday, afternoon.
Last two, Terry.
Mike, I know it's the playoffs. You would play tomorrow night if the league said to do so, but is there any comfort or any, familiarity?
We play most of our games Sunday at noon, Terry, so I think we have the schedule set for that one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is there any comfort level in playing Sunday at noon?
What's that, buddy?
Is there any comfort level and familiarity or to being able to play Sunday at noon in a playoff game like this?
We play them all Sunday at noon, Terry, so I'm pretty sure I got the schedule set. We'll know exactly what time pregame meal is. We'll be at the stadium by 10. We'll be good. Buck likes me smiling, huh?
Jim?
And Mike, you hear so much about the 24-hour rule. I guess, is there no such thing when you go from regular season to postseason? And I imagine, do you want guys to forget about the emotional win yesterday the minute that plane hit the ground in Nashville?
No, I mean, I want them to come in with the attitude that they're winners. They come in here for treatment, and they come in here to lift, and won 11 games, won our division. We won our division, and with another team that won 11 games. And, not that we can sit there and say that we've arrived and that we're just going to show up on Sunday and somehow beat the Ravens. No, but I think that we have to have some sort of that winning attitude and that winning mentality. that you have to carry through into the playoffs when it's a, when it's a single elimination tournament.
Got one more for Corey. Real
Yeah,
quick.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you, I think it's 5 straight winning seasons, 3 trips to the playoffs in 4 years for this organization. Do you feel like you set a standard and an expectation that everybody knows has to be met now?
Like you look at today around the National Football League, I think the expectations, we all understand what the expectations are. They're extremely high. And we have to continue to improve and continue to find ways to win games. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mike.